What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here with a Fight Look vlog on the Fight Court podcast or Fight Court YouTube channel. Dana White released a video yesterday that was a reaction to his haters in the aftermath of UFC 300. A lot of them were putting it down, saying this fight card was going to be a flop. It should have been better. And then Dana White basically just showed him with the big FU, the financial success as well as the positive reception for the event. Now, before I go forward, I want to say I exclude John McCarthy and Josh Thompson from the Weighing In podcast in this. I do understand that John and Dana have a little beef of their own. I did see that John did put some praise towards this fight going into it, even though the one thing he said was mentioned. That's media, though, right? Now, but as far as everyone else concerned, I don't think they get it. I don't think they realize how hard it is to put a card together, as well as how an event could be promoted. Now, let's talk about putting the card together first. Now, Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard did a fantastic. They hit it out of the park putting this card together. With all those world champions, former world champions, 2 current, 3 if you include the BMF, I don't. But all the former world champions, as well as the biggest free agent signing, Harris fighting one of your former world champions. That's not easy to do. Why is that not easy to do? Who's scheduled ahead of time? Who's suspended, whether medically or performance-enhancing drugs? Who's getting injured? Whatever the case. And they did have some injuries come across their way with this card. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Now, with that being said, we got to take into mind how a card is promoted traditionally. Traditionally, you start promoting or marketing a card from the main event down. You got your main event, then your co-main event, the main card, the preliminaries. UFC 300 was unique because we had UFC 300. Everyone knew that this was going to be a landmark night in the industry, a monumental event. And then UFC built their way up from preliminaries, main card to main event. Now, could have been a gamble. I don't really think it was. I like the way they did it. It was intriguing. Everyone was waiting for this main event. So it comes time to announce the main event. And pretty much what happened was the media members, they didn't get what they wanted. So they took their media ball and they went home. They said, screw this card. It's going to stink. What was the main event? They wanted one fight. There was one fight they wanted. I wanted to. It didn't happen. They didn't get John Jones versus Stipe Miocic. I get it. That sucked. John got hurt. Whatever. The fight didn't come to fruition. And they said, screw this. We're just going to say this card's going to stink. Now, by doing what they did, they completely discouraged people, or not discouraged people. That's a bad word. But they took away from everyone else on that card. All those former world champions and world champions that I mentioned prior. They completely just went away with it. Now, and then that's a disservice to the fighters, not just Dana White and the UFC. And they could have went another way. Now, what could they have done? They didn't get the fight they wanted. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler was, they flirted with that idea. That clearly wasn't happening. That's going to happen summer now, potentially. They could have played Fantasy Matchmaker on their platform, whether it was a blog, a vlog, their podcast, whatever. They didn't do that. They didn't offer up any other dream fights that they wanted to see. They could have done that. Maybe there could have been buzz behind it. UFC could have listened to the consumer and put that card together. Nobody did that. They didn't get the one fight they wanted, so they took their ball and they went home. So, yes, I think Dana White's response to the media, I thought it was warranted. I thought it was good. I think the UFC is going to go forward, as well as these media members. But hopefully they keep that in mind going forward. If you don't have a solution, try to add one. Or if you don't like the solution, try to add one. That's basically all I got. Thank you.